I'm quite amazed at these swamps here. They look dry, but they wouldn't be really dry. And water to Aboriginal people, or my people, us, or everyone now, is life-giving. It's water. We call them Boodja. Boodja, fresh water. Boodja is also mother's milk, so in relation to us and our connection to country and all things off country is pretty important. You see also what you call Xavier Palms growing around this area. We say quinine is our Noongar name for the fruit of the Xavier. That just shows you that Aboriginal women who carried the seed or collected the seed would have had to have buried the nut for at least 3 months before it was eaten. And most times a lot of the seeds in the nuts, there's a couple always left behind. And every time I see them, it reminds me of the old girls, how they used to have to look after the children. And these, I know, are not from down this country. So that's telling me that the Māoris have passed through here, and this is a very important place for them. As well as the little Boodja that you see over here, they would have burnt that. The ash would have kept that water very sweet and fresh. We treat a lot of the brackish water that we had to drink with charcoal sticks from the fire. Once they go into, if you've got a billy can or something, you get them and you put the ends of the sticks in that water, and all the salt or whatever was in that water would stick to that red hot charcoal piece, and it was very drinkable after that. So that was one way of treating salt water. But like I say, we would have gathered and gone all the way around. Everyone would have went around this lake, and by the time they got in place, they would have all chucked in a bit of fire stick and did fire stick burning here. And then it would all burn into the middle of the lake, so you'd have no problem with them getting out and onto country. But country was burnt anyway. It was never like this. It was always clear and you could see or hear anything that moved. But water systems are life-giving. And like I say, Boodja is your mother's milk. So that's how important it is. And like I say, we don't camp very close to water. We camp at least 100 plus metres away from the edge of the water. And that's to not dirty it. You don't believe that you could live in the water and dirty it at the same time. It's a no-no. Very strictly no-no. We believe that these things here know us. They belong to our totems. So Aboriginal people are totemic people. So they belong to 2 totems, one of a plant and one of an animal. And we look after and care for those animals and treat them like nothing on earth. They're our totems. So we know these living creatures. You could be walking in the bush and you think you're by yourself. You're not by yourself, because these things are pretty aware of people walking through them or bashing them down and killing them. They're living creatures, and I think a lot of people need to get that through their heads, that this person, well, I treat them as people, and it goes along with our Christmas tree plant. So when we see the orange flowers at Christmas time, there are people coming, the souls of our people coming back from Tootanellup, which is the land you see between the ocean and the sky. So Tootanellup is our heaven or our dreamtime place. So those trees, if I'm driving along the road at any time when they're out flowering, poor old Harrison knows I we wave at them without even thinking about it, you know. And because they're living creatures, they're like us. We're living creatures and they're part of us. So the Aboriginal people with those two totems, because they're totemic people, they have to look after all their totems, but they not only relate to the totems in that sense. We know that we belong to the ecological system of Australia in a big way, because we're them. We're a part of what you see growing, what you see living on this land. And when lakes like these systems that are put there by the Warrigal going through country, travelling through country, and he puts his head out to take a breath of fresh air, that's what all swamps to me, or to my family, or to my people, they are linked. So we've not only got pathways up here, we've got pathways under there as well. So that all belongs to our wonderful pathways.